is King Cambu, 100 proof, bringing you nothing but the truth. Families are bearing the brunt of Jackson's latest water crisis. Residents had to lug home their water as Mississippi's largest city struggles to provide safe running water. Volunteers and members of the fire department distribute water to residents Tuesday at Hawkins Field Airport in Jackson, Mississippi, August 30th, 2022. Jackson, Mississippi. The burden of Jackson's latest water crisis is falling on the shoulders of this city's youngest and most vulnerable residents. The city's capital city is without a reliable water supply because of flooding. It is not clear when the residents will be able to expect safe running water. Torian Terrell, 59, could only shake her head Tuesday at the sight of her 11-year-old grandson struggling to carry home bottled water during the time when she otherwise would have been in a classroom. Schools in Jackson, Mississippi, capital and largest city, has shifted to virtual learning in light of this crisis. They need to be at school instead of here with me because they're just playing, Terrell said, and her granddaughter and grandson 5 swapped their school books for first-hand lessons about failed infrastructure. Terrell can't grasp how she pays a monthly water bill only to be plagued by constant disruptions. It shouldn't be like this, she said, at Jackson's only Walmart. Neam Thomas scanned the thinning options of bottled water on the shelves. Much of what remained was flavored or sparkling. Jackson had been under a boiling water notice for a month. Then on Monday, state of emergency was announced, further straining supplies. Thomas said she initially lost water pressure in her home, West Jackson neighborhood, Monday, but that was then. Flow had since improved. The restoration gave her little confidence though. She suspects the brown water coming out of her faucet Tuesday morning was contaminated. If you fill up your bathtub and your tub's white, you'll be able to see the actual color in the ring on the water, she said, and the water's coming out of the spout. I wouldn't touch it. Like thousands of residents, Thomas was affected by the 2021 cold snap that left parts of the city without reliable water for weeks. Obtaining clean water to get through the daily activities, she said, has grown more costly since. Only in Mississippi. Ha ha ha. Yeah, you got Detroit too, huh? Only in fucking Mississippi. It seems like the more crisis we have in Jackson with the water, the more prices go up, Thompson says. She managed to get by with her finances during the 2021 water shortage, but she now has a 1-year-old and a 4-month-old to worry about. She's so little, I just can't be without. Thompson said, it's essential, everyone needs water. The city of 150,000 residents, nearly 83% of them are black, and that lies the reason. In this fucking racist region, has long been plagued by infrastructure issues. No, we've been plagued with infrastructure white people in the infrastructure problems. In Mississippi, from its exception, has long plagued by infrastructure issues that have been clean, reliable water, clean, reliable spirit, good, wholesome people of the other race. The morning rundown. Mayor Chokwa Antar Laumba declared a water system emergency Monday evening because of the complications from the Pearl River flooding. He said Issues on the O.B. Curtis water plant resulted in low and no water pressure for many residents. Governor Tate Reeves followed the city's announcement with his own declaration. You should have been leading it, but you don't know how. You don't know how. With his own declaration of state of emergency Tuesday. State of emergency was needed months ago, years ago, decades ago. President Joe Biden approved Mississippi's emergency declaration request. These mayors of these racist ass states need to overshoot their fucking governors and issue their own state of emergency request straight up to the White House when they know they need it. Lumba said residents know this latest emergency is a drop in the bucket compared to the years of water struggle, decades. The city of Jackson, when you're not under the boiling water notice, even when you're not contending to the present moment with low pressure, we are in a constant state of emergency, he said on Tuesday. This week's outages could have been more ill-timed for Greg Watts, whose wife gave birth to a baby boy last week. Watts came to Walmart on Tuesday in hopes of finding distilled water to prepare formula for his infants. His family's South Jackson home, he said, has had poor water pressure for about weeks. There's not enough water pressure to take a shower at home, and the family has been commuting to his mother's house in the rural area of the Hindus County because they probably got well water. It's rough, he said. Frustration. The state and the city leadership was evident among Jacksonians in the southern edge of the city, where residents are particularly vulnerable during the outages and where some people began losing water last week. There should be on every corner with cases of water. Tim Finch, a resident who works at the Operation Good, a violence interruption group in the city, said of the local state officials while waiting for the truckloads of bottled water to distribute. Where's the black man that can pull water out the fucking air that you guys want to put a cap on? And what the fuck is wrong with this damn country? In a community that feels that neglect taking a grassroots approach is the latest water system failure, he said is necessary to survive. We've got to take care of each other, Finch said. We got the water yet? Y'all got water yet? One driver called out before being instructed to return later. All distribution sites, sometimes only a few minutes stands between people waiting in line and the last free case of bottled water being given out. About 30 minutes of loading water into cars in the scorching Mississippi heat. About hundreds of years of loading cotton onto barges and boats across the fucking world in the scorching Mississippi heat. The group was out of supplies again. I'm gonna say it again. Black people, the best thing to ever come out of Mississippi. We pray for Mississippi. We got a nation to build in Mississippi. Mississippi, the nation of Camboose. Target, number 1. Detroit 2. This is King Camboose. 100 proof. Bringing you nothing but the truth.